Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clark on YouTube. Oh no. Tonight, wherever you're watching my podcast on YouTube or streaming my voice, thank you guys so much from one heart to another. I can't do this without you. You guys brought me back from obscurity when it seemed like all hope was lost with this show. For some reason, you guys fell in love with my content, and I can't thank you enough. I'm just a guy recording his thoughts on Descendants and Zombies, Dove Cameron, Kylie Cantrell, like everybody else on the internet. But I think the cool thing about these videos that separates these videos from every other video that you will find on social media platforms, whether it be YouTube, TikTok, X, is that these videos connect with fans, and these videos relate to fans. I mean, how many Descendants and Zombies videos do you see somebody on the video actually talking about his day or talking about his love for Descendants and Zombies as much as what I do, and try to connect with each and every one of you through the same passion that you guys have, that I have in my heart? Without a doubt, this show has brought us all together, and because of the power behind Descendants and Zombies, now powerful of an impact it has made on all of our lives and left on all of our hearts in terms of an imprint, we are here. You know, just to let you guys in on a little something, I didn't think I was coming back 7 years ago, and from out of nowhere, you guys brought me back from the proverbial dead. When I thought I had hung up the headset for what seemed to be the final time, you guys brought me back because you found some Dove Cameron videos I was throwing up about a year ago. Somewhere in 2011, 2012, I was talking about Dove Cameron. I started talking about Dove Cameron more when the show Liv and Natty came out on my original podcast, and about 7 or 8 years after I'd done my final podcast and thought it was over, I said, you know, I should try throwing up some Dove Cameron videos, some Descendants videos, and just see what happens. So I threw out 3 or 4 Dove Cameron videos, 3 or 4 Descendants videos here and there, 3 or 4 Zombies videos, and here we are a year later. Less than a year later, we are here because we won't be to the year point until August 5th, 2025, and I'm really excited to see what the numbers will be for this YouTube channel then. But this is how this YouTube channel works. Every single time somebody hits the subscribe button, every single time somebody hits the like button or shares a video, the YouTube algorithm picks this YouTube channel up, picks the content up, recognizes that someone loves the content just as much as what I like making it for you, and someone out there can find us. So your phone becomes a beacon of light. And what I mean by a beacon of light is somebody can find this content because you hit the like button, you shared the content, or you subscribed, more importantly, to this YouTube channel. I'm going to be honest with each and every one of you. I don't care about the monetization, and long after this YouTube channel becomes monetized, I will still be here every single week, at least 5 times per week, uploading about 5 or 6 videos for you about Descendants and Zombies, because I realize that each and every one of you love it so much. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. 10 years ago, I fell in love with Dove Cameron. I am just as much in love with Kylie Cantrell as I was Dove Cameron over a decade ago. Dove Cameron can take her ball and go home. Dove Cameron can say that she told the story and she completed it for 100 times over on any podcast that she wants to be on. And she can let all of you down. But while we have people like Kylie Cantrell and Mila Baker to still run the ball that Dove Cameron proverbially keeps on dropping all the time, we have something to look forward to. And we have something to look forward to this summer with the Zombies and Descendants Worlds Collide Tour. And we have Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires. And just less than a year later, in 2026, we have Descendants 5 Wicked Wonderland, which is one of the catchiest titles that I think I've ever heard of for a Descendants franchise. This is going to be amazing. And I think it's going to be a whole lot of fun for everybody who ever proudly said they were a Descendants and Zombies fan. I have been more especially a Descendants fan than ever before because of this new cast. You know, I will be honest with you. I watched Descendants: The Rise of Red for, I don't know, the 100th time the other night, and there's just something about driving a side-by-side through a rabbit hole that brings me back to my childhood. It looks quite fun, and I might take myself up in the opportunity to try driving a side-by-side through a rabbit hole if the opportunity were to ever present itself. Just last week, I drove a mobility cart in a grocery store for an old lady that needed help with groceries. So that's the closest I've come to driving a side-by-side, driving a mobility cart. But I kind of mastered that, so I would assume driving a side-by-side with a license required to operate an ATV is somewhat similar to that. So if Disney were to present me with the opportunity to drive a side-by-side with Red, Kylie Cantrell by my side, I probably would take them up on the opportunity to do it. Shooting a Descendants movie for the franchise looks so much fun, and that wasn't even intended to be a musical. It was intended to be an action adventure. But because of Kenny Ortega's experience with producing musicals, Hocus Pocus, High School Musical, they took him up on the opportunity. He presented it to the table, and the table accepted it, and here we are with Descendants being one of the most successful musicals since High School Musical. Maybe not as successful as High School Musical because it will forever hold the record as the greatest of all time, but I think Descendants is well on its way to establishing itself as the greatest of all time of this generation, if of any generation. You know, today I just saw some videos of Kylie Control calling fans on her live TikTok streams that she used to do about a year and a half ago, and the reactions of the fans, the little girls that she was calling, were priceless. I wish I could show them to you, but I'll refrain from doing that because I want to respect the privacies of the families and stuff. But the point I'm trying to make is these live streams that Kylie Control would do about a year and a half ago were so amazing. Just how much of an effort, the point I'm trying to put out over this microphone is, just how much of an effort Kylie Control would make to make her fans feel a part of her life and feel a part of her career was absolutely unbelievable. When a celebrity goes out of he or she's way to make you feel as if you're a part of their life and their very existence, like Kylie Control was doing on these live streams on TikTok about a year and a half ago, just puts into perspective for you just how strongly Kylie Control believes in everything that she represents as a Disney star. And the majority of the people she was calling were saying that I found out about you because of Disney Channel. There's definitely something in the water over there at Disney Channel, no matter how much criticism you throw the way of Disney Channel or choose to do it as a podcast or a columnist, a journalist, a fan. There's just something in the water over there at Disney Channel because the friendship of Dove Cameron, Sophia Carson can be highlighted, Ashley Tisdale and Vanessa Hudgens can be highlighted, Sabrina Carpenter and Roland Blanchard can be highlighted. So many beautiful friendships, and Kylie Control and Mila Baker can now be highlighted from the success of the Descendants franchise. They're going to be on the tour with 43 arena dates scheduled for this summer, and I'm really excited about it. I'm feeling somewhat envious, though, because I wanted to be a part of the tour. I wanted to be a part of Descendants 5. It has not happened yet, so probably perhaps for Descendants 6, because you can damn well bet this one is going to be a trilogy because of the success of the original trilogy. I mean, you can't have one trilogy and just a spin-off with only 2 installments, so there will be a 3rd installment. How we get to that point remains to be seen, but maybe we can get to that point if you hit the subscribe button. Without a doubt, guys, you have made this YouTube channel one of the most popular Descendants and Zombies themed YouTube channels on the internet and in the world. I'll go as far to say that, not only on the internet, but also in the world and on social media. And I can't thank you enough for that. You know, how many times do you see somebody recording a podcast about Descendants or Zombies and post the video on social media platforms and talk to you the way that I do and narrate it for you the way that I do, share life stories that relate to Descendants and Zombies the way that I do? You don't, because nobody else does it. They just post their 5-minute video on, say, TikTok. They choose a platform like TikTok and they upload a 5-minute video with what they refer to as a reaction video. You know, it's one thing to record a reaction video, which I'll do for you here in a minute, taking you back to some retro Descendants Rise of Red footage. But it's a whole different experience and a whole different avenue to take your podcast down when you connect with your audience. And that's something that I wish more YouTube creators would make more of an effort to do when you talk about something like Descendants and Zombies. You know, podcasters recognize, if they do anything, they recognize the popularity of a franchise such as Descendants or Zombies, and what they do is they take advantage of it and they capitalize on it because all they want you to do is hit that subscribe button. I'm going to level with you guys. I don't care about monetization. As nice as it would be to be monetized and make money off of YouTube, I don't care about that. All I want you to do is hit the subscribe button. I already have over 1,000 subscribers plus on this YouTube channel, but I want you to hit the subscribe button so you will love the content on this YouTube channel. So many people, they don't even narrate their videos. They just come on and they say, hey guys, we're going to talk about Descendants. And I don't want that for you guys, because over the last week, I have seen so many reviews of the Place to Be music video from Zombies 4 down to the Vampires, and all they've done is criticize it. Now, a lot of people choose to ignore the criticism, which is probably the best thing to do. I'm not denying that, because ignoring criticism is the best way to go about it. It's either that, or they're criticizing something Kylie Control does. She refers to her fan base as cuties. I like how Kylie Cantrell refers to her fan base as cuties. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing racist about it. There's nothing to be criticized about it. And somehow, people have found a way to tie political views into Kylie Cantrell referring to her fans as cuties. I mean, give me a break. Give Kylie Cantrell a break. She's a beautiful actress with her future ahead of her, her whole life ahead of her. And because the girl doesn't want to be a Trump supporter or someone who has political views, you're criticizing her. Man, come on. She's what, 19, 20 years old, and critics, the only thing they have better to do in life is criticize someone like Kylie Cantrell. She was on Berserk. She did a fabulous job. She was on Raven's Home. She did a fabulous job. I've been watching her ever since she was 12 years old. I remember her first YouTube show was called Hello Kylie. Yes, her dad assisted in the production of it, but she did such a beautiful job reviewing shows like Sam and Cat. I watched it because I was a Sam and Cat fan. I watched Raven's Home because I was That's So Raven's fan back in that generation when shows like Hannah Montana and Wizards of Waverly Place were at the heights of popularity, and Disney Channel as a whole were at the heights of its popularity. We will never see stars without question like that ever again. And the same can be said fast forwarding to this generation. We will never get used to see stars like Kylie Cantrell and Dove Cameron ever again. So we had better get used to that, because we will never see people like Kylie Cantrell, Ruby Rose Turner, who are great friends, ever again. Disney is past the point of its prime. That was a pivotal point in Disney's timeline. We will never see that again. So what are we doing? We're criticizing Kylie Cantrell, and I don't think we should be. Kylie Cantrell is a beautiful person. It's either people are criticizing the franchise or they're criticizing the stars. Yes, there are columnists out there that do say good things about Descendants of Zombies. I'm not denying that, but more good things could be said about it in a 5-minute video than what they choose to talk about. It's either the costumes or what they found stupid to be about the movie. I don't want that for you guys. Point blank, you guys deserve better. And when I tell you you deserve better, what I mean is you deserve good quality videos. You deserve good opinions being put over a podcast microphone and on a podcast as a whole about Descendants or Zombies. Because I'm going to be honest with you guys. I think this stuff is so cool. I think it is so freaking cool. You know, I said to myself, this is amazing stuff. You know, when I was watching musicals for Disney, I could be seen in the back of movie theaters for musicals like High School Musical 3. That was the first musical that Disney ever attempted to put on the big screen. And 15 years after the success of High School Musical, I think we could be seeing the same thing for a franchise like Descendants. I don't know why they haven't attempted to put it on the big screen. Maybe because the budget for the movie isn't high enough, but who's to say it can't be as high as that, or as successful as High School Musical, because it can. When you have such talented stars like Ruby Rose Turner, Kylie Cantrell trying to connect with their fans as much as what they have been, there's no reason why. The music is beautiful, the script is beautiful, it's a action-adventure that was originally supposed to be an action-adventure, and now it's an action-adventure musical, so I mean it kind of sweetens the pot, if anything. The messages for the songs are beautiful. Stand up for what you believe in. Sophia Carson was someone who was bullied when she was a child, and she had to switch schools because the bullying was so severe. I bet you guys didn't know that, but she did. And that's why the message of Descendants is stand up for what you believe in, stand up to your bullies. It's a message of encouragement, and it's something that I really, really appreciate, because I was a bully too. I was bullied too when I was a kid. You know, there were many days I went to school, I was pushed into lockers, I was locked inside of lockers, I was called stupid names, and, you know, I was really put down. And then here comes franchises like High School Musical, who encourages us to stand up for what we believe in, maybe not in the way of our bullies, but then it following in the footsteps of that, we had Descendants, we had Zombies, and that was encouraging us to stand up for what we believe in, but also encouraging us to stand up to our bullies. And being a victim of bullying when I was a child, it was never easy. And one message I want to convey on this YouTube channel is a message of kindness. If anything, I want to spread kindness. That's what Descendants has inspired me to do. Because if I can't spread kindness, then the purpose of this YouTube channel is not being fulfilled. I want kindness to be spread. And what I mean by that is, I know there is somebody out there who is watching this podcast. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're a friend of yours that you see every day in school. Maybe they sit in front of you every class. Maybe they sit in front of you on the bus ride home or to school. What I want you to do is I want you to tap them on the shoulder, and I want you to say, hey, I just want to tell you I love you, because I don't think kindness, or just say something nice. Either tell them you love them or tap them on the shoulder and just say something nice, because I can guarantee you there is somebody out there just waiting for a bit of kindness every single day that they sometimes may not receive. And there are people with their hearts broken because they're not getting it. So one thing that I appreciate about Descendants is this very powerful message of spreading kindness and how you can never spread enough of it. That's what the message of the song Life is Sweeter When You Are has tried to desperately convey, and has done such a fabulous job doing it. And that's why I think we'll see a remix by the new Descendants movie. Of course, we're not going to find out about the music until it's closer by 2026. When 2026 is closer, we'll probably see teasers of music videos, just like the other day when we saw the review of the reviews of the Place to Be music video for the Dawn of the Vampires movie that a lot of people just started immediately reviewing with criticism. And I said, holy shit, I've got to do something. I've got to, put something out there that's more positive and have a more positive message conveyed for that song, because it was a very powerful song. It was a song that was conveying the message of standing up for what you believed in, no matter what that was, no matter what that dream that seemed so unachievable was to a lot of people. I want to tell you something. Every dream that you have is achievable, and that's what the message of Descendants and Zombies has been. And that's what I'm really excited to see from this tour. Will we see that same kind of message conveyed from 43 arena dates that we'll see across the United States and hopefully eventually the world? There's no reason why they can't convey that message, because they've been conveying that message for the last 10 years. We're at the 10th anniversary of Descendants, July 31st, 2015, when Dove Cameron first blazed onto the scene as Mal, the daughter of Maleficent. Sophia Carson shows up, the Evil Queen's daughter Evie, with no backstory whatsoever, and made what was supposed to have been intended to be an action-adventure into one of the most beautiful and one of the most revered musicals of all time. I don't know about you guys. Obviously, you are fans of musicals because that's why you're here. But I was always a huge fan of musicals, so this shouldn't come as a strange statement from a podcaster to say, I love musicals like Wicked. I'm kind of like a Meg Donnelly. I loved Wicked because of just how powerful of a message it was. Ariana Grande's portrayal of Belinda, the Good Witch, was absolutely unbelievable. And then all the reviews that Wicked were receiving were so positive. I know, every good thing in life has a critic that they sometimes run into, but it's a hump we all jump over. And I think criticism is something that is never given enough credit for how many people achieve jumping over it. That's why I give the writers and producers of Descendants so much credit in the world, because they wanted to convey a powerful message, and they did just that. And they deserve all the respect in the world for that. All the actresses, Kylie Cantrell, Dove Cameron, Sophia Carson, past and now present, deserve all the credit in the world. And from one heart to another, thank you guys so much for making this one of the most popular podcasts in the entire world, because I don't know where I would be without each and every one of you. I love the music of Descendants. I love the powerful message, the powerful script. I love how good of a job that Starz did before Descendants and what they're doing now for the Descendants franchise. I don't think there's ever been a fan of Kylie Cantrell that's never said anything positive about Descendants, because there is somebody out there that always mentions Descendants in a conversation to Kylie Cantrell now, who is picking up the ball and running with it after Dove Cameron passed it to her. What I don't appreciate about Dove Cameron is Dove Cameron says she's told the story and she's completed it. Let me tell you something about a story, guys. A story is never completed, because every single day you open up your eyes, there's always a new opportunity to write a new chapter in a story. A story can have infinite number of chapters. There's never a final chapter to be written. You just come to a point in your life when you decide to write that final chapter, and you only call it the final chapter because that's what you refer to it as. I think there's more and more of an opportunity being presented every single day in our lives to tell a new story and write a new chapter, and I think more people need to take themselves up in the opportunity to find out what their legacy is going to be defined for being done. Because everybody has a legacy. It's just up to you how you want that legacy to be defined. And I know this because I've podcasted for like almost 30 years. And everybody has a legacy, and everybody has a chance to determine what that legacy will be defined for having done in a lifetime. A life is never long enough, but we always have an opportunity to write a new chapter, never a final one, and determine what our legacies will be defined through. Our legacies are defined through our choices, our friends we have in life, and the impact we leave after we reach the point of the end of all of our lives. And that's what I have a tremendous amount of respect for everybody that were a part of the Descendants cast for trying to convey. These powerful messages that have such a powerful impact on all of our lives. You know, I'd be lying to you if I told you that I wasn't a victim of bullying, because I was. And it was some of the most difficult times of my life. There were times that I didn't even want to go to school in the morning. I hated to wake up every morning and go to school. But I got through it because I knew it was something I had to do. If I wanted to achieve greater things in life, I had to go through with it. And, you know, one of the truest things that my mom ever taught me, she was a school teacher for over 30 years. She told me, you don't need a whole lot of friends, you just need a few good ones. And if you have a few good friends in life, you can make it through anything in life. You can jump over any proverbial humps or obstacles. If you let me put it to you this way. If you have one good friend that you talk to every day on the phone, you text every day, you DM every day on social media, you see every day, and you hang out with, if you have one good friend and you can keep that one good friend through your entire life, that's all you need. There's no need to have a cloud of depression hovering over your head all the time, to fall into a slump of depression. I know sometimes that's easier said than done. But ultimately, on the other side of the spectrum, and at the end of every day, you will come out of it a stronger person. I mean, do you see Kylie Control hanging out with 500 people all the time? She does it because that's her job. That's what she has to do. But off of camera, how many people do you see Kylie Control hanging out with? You see her hanging out by herself, shooting a TikTok video for you guys? How many TikTok videos do you see with Kylie Control doing it by herself? You've seen hundreds. So she either shoots a TikTok video hanging out by herself in her apartment, or she shoots a TikTok video with probably one or two good friends she has, like Malia Baker. You don't see Kylie Control shooting a video with 500 people. It's only at these meet and greets and what the paparazzi shoots. I just saw a video the other day, come to think of it, where Kylie Control, Ruby Rose Turner, and Mila Baker were hounded by the paparazzi, and I really felt for them. They took a piece of my heart with them when I saw that footage on YouTube. I don't even know how people get away with uploading that kind of stuff, but they do. And that's what the paparazzi's done for years. They've done it ever since 1997 with the Princess Diana incident, and they're going to continue to do it for many generations to come, long after you and I have left this life. But the thing is, it's just amazing to me, just the courage, the strength, the power, the powerful representations of things like the Queen of Hearts' daughter Red, Cinderella and Prince Charming's daughter Chloe, what Kylie Control and Mila Baker have done with this new franchise that received its fair share of criticism. But, you know, having said that, even though it's received its fair share of criticism, I don't think there's any room for criticism. I don't think we should criticize people like Kylie Control because she's not a Trump supporter. I have never been a Trump supporter. And the funny thing is, there's been a conversation for years that I should be running for president of the United States. Now, I can't because I don't live in the United States. I'm from Canada. But there's always been the conversation that, hey, Jonathan Clark should be the president of the United States. And I just want to put it out there for Kylie Control. If Jonathan Clark ever moves to the United States, gets his citizenship, and can prove that he deserves to be president of the United States and is elected in, she's going to have something to do with the presidential race because she's going to be inaugurating me in one of the most biggest inauguration ceremonies of all time. I want the Descendants cast there if I'm ever inaugurated in as president of the United States, if ever I am elected. Because I can't live my life with it, Descendant stars like many of you. I love this stuff just as much as each and every one of you. Ruby Rose Turner, I can't forget about her. She is beautiful. And if I had to choose who is my favorite Descendant star of all time, it's a toss-up between Kylie Control and Ruby Rose Turner. It always will be. But if I had to choose, it probably would be, I'm going to have to go with Ruby Rose Turner because of just how powerful of a message Life is Sweeter as You Are has proven to be. Not just to me, but everybody who needs that little extra boost of kindness in their life. So, from one heart to another, guys, thank you so much for over 1,600 plus subscribers. I'm hoping to get to 2,000. I know that seems virtually impossible, but nothing is ever impossible in this life. All you got to do is, if you have a dream, I'll be saying this again in 2 or 3 days when I upload a new video. All you have to do is believe in a dream. You just have to have a dream, figure out what that dream is, and believe you me, you can have 500 critics tearing you down day after day after day after day after day. But if you believe in that dream enough, every dream is achievable, and every dream, no matter how unreachable it may seem, is that much more reachable. Guys, from one heart to another, thank you so much. So what do you say we watch this retro Descendants teaser when the first Rise of Red movie of the series was released? It was released back in 2024 by Disney Channel. I've been looking for it for forever. I loved this teaser when I first saw it about a year and a half ago, and I've been wanting to show it to you for a very long time. So I'm going to switch over to OBS, and we're going to get right to this. I think everybody is going to have a whole lot of fun watching this. This is the first time I've watched this with you guys on my YouTube channel.
It's so special. I mean, as a Descendants lover myself, I just remember being so obsessed with the Descendants films and the music and the spectacle of it. It's so spectacular, and getting to kind of share in the franchise in this new reimagined way, and the thought of it impacting another little girl like it impacted me growing up is just like all you can ask for, truly.
Seriously, it's a magical world to step into, and I think that magical world stepped into our reality, which is all you can ask for being a part of something like this. And with this crowd, I mean, we heard it was 18,000 people. That's insane. What a crazy, crazy headline. So it's an honor.
And this is our first performance as a group. Since the movie's been out, we've never done a performance, all 7 of us, so it's really special. We were all backstage, like, so giddy and excited, but it was just, that's what made it special, was getting to do it with everyone.
Guys, from one heart to another, thank you so much for all the love and support you have shown this YouTube channel. I don't know where I would be without each and every one of you. This has been the most fun that I have had in my entire life. So I want you to hit the subscribe button if you liked the video. You can give me a like if you like too. Thank you so much for all the love and support you have given this YouTube channel, because I cannot do it without each and every one of you. You know, it's one thing to upload, I don't know, 100 videos and get no likes and no subscribers, but you guys are what makes it all worth it, and I mean it when I tell you, and when I say you deserve the best. You don't deserve some critic coming on here with a reaction video that doesn't tell you anything, doesn't have a whole lot of fun with you, with comical reprieve, which is being funny and being serious sometimes too. You know, I like creating fun videos for you guys, not just reaction videos where you jump into conversation, you don't appreciate your subscribers, because you've got to do that. And I think if more YouTube creators took a step back and really put that into perspective, I think more of them would make an effort to do that. Maybe not, but you guys will always have me, and you will always have this YouTube channel. And Kylie, do not worry about Donald Trump. I will take care of him, because if it was up to you guys, I would probably be the president of Disney. I would be probably the president of the United States. I've been thinking about running for president of the United States. It's a long way away from happening, but who's to say it can't? Because every dream in this world is possible. So I'm putting the presidential election on notice, and that thought in everybody's head, I guess. And Kylie shouldn't have anything to worry about, shouldn't lose sleep overnight for not being a Trump supporter, because I will take care of being president of the United States, and the Descendants stars can be a part of my inauguration. This has been the most fun that I've ever had in my entire life, being a YouTube creator for each and every one of you. It seriously warms my heart when I see somebody hitting the subscribe button, so make sure you do that. And it's been an honor. If anything, it's been an honor, and I can't think of any other place in the world I'd rather be than tonight under the light of the moon, sharing my thoughts on Descendants and Zombies with each and every one of you. So what do you say we all take ourselves up in the opportunity to go spread some kindness? Bye, YouTube. We will do it again in a couple of days, because life is definitely sweeter when all of us are.